Hello, hello. Test the sound. Hello, hello. Seems good. Okay. I'm going to play some more Minecraft today. By the way, I hadn't mentioned it. Well, I don't know if I said this part, but a while ago, my Minecraft launcher, like, it was being weird, where all of a sudden it wouldn't. It would like get stuck trying to sign me in, and there was some kind of error. So I reinstalled it, and it was working, but it didn't have an icon. It was just like an invisible space, which is so strange. But I updated recently. It removed the little tiny takeover features, which honestly I'm a little sad about. I kind of wish they just reverted the April Fool's change, where it, all the animals were more common. But that's fine. But yeah, so it updated, and the icon is back, so that's great. Well, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do today. Here's my equipped resource packs, by the way. Yeah, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do today. So I kind of settled on I should go back to the end. I might do some more organization stuff as well. It was some good progress last time. But yeah, my first visit to the end, overall very successful. Beat the dragon, got elytra, and 1 shulker box, 1.5 shulker boxes. But yeah, I believe I was using looting, and yet across all the shulkers I killed, I only got 3 shells, which felt low to me. I don't know if it was, but I feel like you should generally get more than that. I mean, I feel like usually you get at least 1 shell per shulker. Maybe not, but regardless, it'd be great to get some more. And now that I have an elytra, it'll be a lot easier to get around. I'm not just gonna stick with the lunge. I will be using firework rockets. Well, I guess paper. Paper is a pretty big limiting factor here. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, I might just take all of these. Maybe put a stack in my ender chest. You very much do not want to run out of rockets in the end. Let's also bring a bunch of arrows. And yeah, something like that should be good. But yeah, I did a lot of organizing last time. I think I'm feeling pretty good about this. I don't know if this could be a little better. I think I had an idea at one point to include boats in this storage, but they're unstackable, so that's just not really very useful. You know, I have a whole bunch of cherry boats over here, and it's like, they certainly can't go in there. I could have one boat of each, but that's just weird. Part of me feels like I should have open spaces for other things you can make with wood if they add more, but I think that's more like if they add more, then make more space for it. So I might do like this. Oh, except that's right. There are pressure plates. So, yeah. I don't know what you would do with that last slot. I could have an extra space for cherry shelves, or for shelves, since those are pretty significant building block. Just to try to verify that I'm accounting for everything. Oh yeah, and if I do want to account for the boat, there's also the boat with the chest. So that like doubly doesn't work. Campfires would be interesting. Well, that would be more like this section with the logs, I feel. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how like almost perfect this is. There just needs to be one more. There is one more thing. I had forgotten. Oh, now where is this block? This is an awkward thing at the moment with my storage. Because I think I probably have more of these somewhere. I have some of these somewhere in my storage. But where would they be? Well, it's these. I'll just make more. If I have more, they'll probably show up someday. Okay, I'm glad I got that wrong. Because it's kinder for it to be cheaper. Now these are very expensive, but hanging signs. Very cool blocks. Perfect. I put my hands in the air, but that's not something that you can see. Yeah, that is lovely. It's a little bit funny. This starts and ends with something made out of stripped logs. Yeah, so very lovely. Can't wait for them to someday add something that Add something more to wood sets and it doesn't work anymore. I'm sure there's like a lot they could theoretically add to wood sets. So, you know, maybe someday you just have 3 rows and have 2 wood types per chest. It's not so bad. I forgot I put my armor up here. Lovely. All the background elements are making this name look kind of colorful. I like it. Zombie. Oh. Well, there was an attempt. But yeah, so I organized... I've organized the wood pretty well, I think. The only thing I could do better is, or the main thing I could do better is organize the wood types a bit more specifically. I kind of just went off of my own personal preference. You know, cherry and mangrove, favorite wood sets. Acacia, not as much, but it fits the red. Then there's also crimson down here, but that I am sorting with warped as nether woods. Spruce is a favorite, and then oak and dark oak go well with that. Pale oak and birch are more like logical going together, and then jungle is just kind of the odd one out. It kind of fits though. Little bit. And then bamboo is bamboo. That's just like a whole other thing. And then, yeah, I'm organizing all of the stones pretty good. These should be swapped. Stone being in the middle would not only be more convenient, it makes more sense logically, or like, not logically, but conceptually. It makes more sense conceptually, where you have dirt on top and stone below that. And then you can also imagine, the dimensional stuff is weird. You know, they're not directional from the overworld, but you can envision the nether being below the stone, but then the end would be above the dirt in that way. So I don't know, being on the bottom works well enough. But yeah, I should swap all of this. Oh, that hurts. And then honestly, I'm tempted to move this to this chest because again, the top most chests are kind of inconvenient. I don't want those to be like super significant items. I think spruce would stay here, would stay where it is. So I would move the light woods to the top. And actually that just kind of, that makes more sense conceptually, I think. Light woods, brown, reds, into the nether. Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, like, moving stuff isn't so bad when you know, when you know like exactly how you want it to be laid out. It's just kind of tedious. The main thing, the most important thing I did last time was just getting better ideas of how I want things to be laid out. Stone and dirt getting swapped just kind of happened. I wasn't thinking too clearly about that. You know, I had stone set up the way that I want the stone and dirt set up now, where like deep slate was on bottom, and then tough, and then like miscellaneous blocks, and then stone on the top. Similar with like dirt was on the top. But then I started with stone, and I changed to all of that being in a row. So I just kept it all at the top. Oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, I will fix that. This, you may have noticed, is a little bit different. I've been doing some more work on my packs. Too tall like foliage now is displayed as such when held, which I think is lovely. Oh, I don't have any tall grass. Huh. I guess that's a little bit of a strange thing to pick up. Yeah, you can see it with the flowers. Where is that? Item frames and paintings. Paintings is kind of an interesting one. But yeah, item frames and paintings now display as 3D when held. None of this is released yet. That's a work in progress. I could show this. It would be a bit obnoxious. It's fine. I'll do it. Yeah. It's just I had to make a custom texture for it. Nothing too crazy. It's just a blank painting, blank canvas. It's nice. There we go. yeah, and I also did that for the end crystal. So that's pretty much all of the placeables now. The main thing I'm missing is glass panes. I haven't done these yet. They don't really need it, but I do want them to be consistent with other stuff like the bars and whatnot. And then yeah, there's a few like miscellaneous placeables, like, you know, you can place string, but that's more of an ingredient item, so that is a future endeavor. You know, I'm not gonna have the 3D model look like the placed version. That doesn't really feel correct to me. Why didn't I place an egg here? Did this not exist yet? I feel like it would have. That's a great spot. I didn't do all of the pride eggs, so maybe I could add the rest of them sometime. Maybe. Yeah, I did a little bit of reorganization over here as well. Not very much. Anyways, I think it would be good to get going. To the end, once again. Which way is it? This way. I always have to remind myself. Actually, I am absolutely gonna want more food. Let's do a full stack. Okay. Now, I think think I should be ready to go. Hopefully I can find the stronghold alright. I hadn't thought about that. It was kind of a struggle to find it in the first place. So I dug like a bunch of holes in my attempts to locate it. Getting to the general area shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, I think it's just right around here. Right around here indeed. Oh, actually, I do remember. There's surface access to it. Here, yeah, where I put that torch. And then right here, because I was smart and put a torch there. Yeah. It's just right here. And then I think, yeah, this library through here. Floating door. That was not part of the navigation, but there is a floating door. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. That's fun. I did get rid of the silverfish spawner. They just kept spawning. It was a problem. Okay. Oh, I did not grab slow falling potions. That might have been a good idea. Oh, the end flashes are so cool. Yeah, slow falling potions might have been a good idea. I have a Elytra though. I don't know if realistically that would actually end up helping me. Okay. Now I'm going to turn my render distance all the way up. And fly. Oh. And gateway. What is that? Oh, another end gateway. That makes sense. guess we could head inland more. Oh. Oh my goodness. This has got to be so much closer than the one that I found. It still would have taken me a while to bridge over. It still would have taken me a while to bridge over here, but wow. Yeah, that... Okay. I just went in the wrong direction. Actually, let's start with this one further away. That hurt a lot more than I intended. Nice. I'm happy I put trims on my armor. I'm noticing that they're not... This is a lot better than last time. But I'm interested... I'm noticing they're not getting caught on fire, which is interesting. Oh. Hello. Yeah, like it wasn't a particularly big end city the last time. But I already have 2.5. Oh, no. This is the worst part about the slow falling. Diamonds! I guess I'll take the beetroot seeds. I don't know if I should take that ender chest with me. I feel like I should, like I might as well. Shulker bullet's trying to get to me. Man, I really wish... I guess, like... whenever they update the end, they should add a new... Where's this shulker? They should add a new plant in the end. A new edible plant. That specifically... Or it could even be a liquid. Because... this would be similar to honey. Oh, you went down there. That's interesting. This would be similar to drinking honey. I think that's the only other thing that has this kind of use. Yeah, they should add some kind of like food item, some kind of consumable that you can get in the end. That specifically removes the levitating effect. Cause like it doesn't last very long when you get hit by a shulker, but it's easy for it to just keep going, for you to just keep getting hit by them, especially when there's just tons of shulkers. That jump is interesting. So the way it's designed, you have to crouch. Oh wow. That is kind of crazy. Okay, I thought that fell. Oh, so a tower generated between the part. I've never seen that before. That is wild. Elytra numero 2. Very cool. I think it's time I make my second shulker box. I heard a comment. I heard a chat message. I'm not seeing evidence of one though. Well, apologies if I've missed something. Shulker box. I think just the one should be good. Kind of forgot about the horse armor model. Mending blast protection chest. That's actually crazy because that's just a maxed out blast protection chest plate, essentially. It's missing thorns if I wanted that, but yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I should put these in here as well. It's a pretty good sword as well. Maybe I'll keep these potions on my person. I think that's kind of a good idea. Nice. Now where... Are you underneath? That's crazy. See, like... There's just so many sometimes. I didn't kill it, did I? I don't think so. And there's another one? That's just okay. I thought there was like one more on the side, and then somehow there was four. I'm so confused. Oh. Why is there Z fighting? No Z fighting there. Oh. Maybe. It probably... Yeah, it probably has to do with the sleeves. In fact, it definitely does. One of the layers of the sleeves, even though it's not like technically visible here in Initio, items are kind of weird about that with words. Items are kind of weird about that with enchantments, where even if there is no visible texture, if there's a model there and it's enchanted, oh well, yeah, like that's the extra weird part. So if there's no texture, it won't appear enchanted, but the enchanted layer will still cause Z fighting with another, I guess, like enchanted layer, if they're on the exact same plane. See, I don't know exactly what's causing that, but I'll try to keep that in mind to look into at some point. Where am I trying to go right now? Oh, hello. Come on. Nice. But yeah, I think think there should either be some kind of consumable that specifically removes the levitation effect. I had to sneeze. Or just have some other way to deal with the levitation effect. For example, why did I opt to equip my chest plate to reduce fall damage rather than just glide? That was silly. For example, maybe when you crouch, you know, I don't know, there's some logic that you're like, you're redirecting your weight into one space, a smaller area, and so you start falling a little bit. The levitation effect isn't as effective, and so it turns into more of like a slow falling effect. That might be overcomplicated for an effect, but I don't know. Maybe something like that could be interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to grab that ender chest. Also, I should definitely be putting those away. Do not want to lose my valuables. Very important. Where? Oh, you're literally right there. Okay. And then, was there another tower for me to explore? Maybe not. I think I've gone through this end city pretty thoroughly. Yeah. I don't know if I got every single shulker, but pretty close, I reckon. how I wanted to charge into a shulker at high speed. You know what? Who's to say that I can't? Hehehehe. Awkward placement for that one, but I didn't lose the pearl, or not the pearl, the shell. Did an Enderman get hit by a shulker bullet? That doesn't seem like something that would happen. Although I guess you can, I'm pretty sure you can affect Enderman with the glow effect from a spectral arrow. Even though they don't get damaged. They don't get damaged by the projectile. They still get affected. Well, yeah, they still get affected. I was gonna say, like, by the effect, but that's... That's not exactly very good English now, is it? See, like right here, I would appreciate if I could stop getting hit by all of the things. Oh. Ow. And sometimes I am actually trying to get hit by the bullet, but then they just are weird. Very interesting, by the way, that I can hit the shulker from this close. I think I'm just imagining things. It kind of felt like there was a shell. But I don't think so. Really? Oh, that's a scary. Okay. Oh, that was scary but cool. Oh, I did not verbalize my thought process at all there. But like that was kind of like the only way that was happening. I had to shoot the shulker, and then if it dropped a shell, obviously it was going straight into the void. So I had to try to dive down for it, and I got it. Also, you might have noticed I was so dual wielding, and then I would shoot the crossbow and then switch to the halberd, to the spear, because I believe from what I've heard, looting will take effect if you are holding the item in your main hand. So you can get looting on projectiles if you fire the projectile and then switch to a weapon with looting on it. To my understanding, to my knowledge, that does in fact work. I'm not 100% positive that that works, but yeah, from what I've been told, that is a thing. Where is this shulker? Couldn't even see if it was open. I managed to get it though. Oh yeah, there might have been like one more shulker in an awkward spot somewhere, like right there. Hehehe. Now I believe, yeah, this is the last one. I went the wrong way. I just I don't know. My first visit to the end, I went the wrong way. Oh, this room. Oh, come on. That is just painful that I can't I can't reach those two. Oh my gosh. Okay. I wanted to use my looting on all of them, but they're just so annoying. Where am I even being shot from? Hello? There you are. Come on. Okay. Little bit of a scare. I thought I was wearing my elytra for some reason. Now, do I want to bother trying to do this parkour? I don't know. be really nice if Bane of Arthropods worked on Shulkers. Oh my gosh. Okay. And up I go again. Some decent loot. I've got quite a few shulker shells now. It's probably enough for my purposes. Oh yeah, and the ender chest. Two pieces of iron gear with mending. How interesting. Oh, forgot to put the shulker shells away. That's fine. where... Huh. Oh. Surprised I didn't kill it outright. Curse of Vanishing Diamond Boots. Interesting. Mending Shovel. And of course, our second elytra, or second of this trip. I think I'm gonna make another shulker box. And this one... Now maybe this one will be for tools. Oh, the diamond boots, that's right. Okay. Can't forget the beetroot seeds. What item could possibly be more important? Dragon head. haven't been to the top of here yet. Now all of that was just one of, it looks like 2 towers. Or I guess that one, yeah, so this is the main big one I went up. Give me that. Ow. Neither of those dropped a shell, it looks like. That is fine. Whew. Oh, come on. Okay. Looks like the game just isn't gonna let me have those arrows back. Hardly a big deal. But it would have been nice. Interesting. Oh, what is this? It's another one of these, but smaller. I'm not actually sure I've seen a room like this before. That's interesting. Ooh. I think this is literally like the one and only game mechanic where I'm not fully sure about the idea, about the like full removal of spam clicking. That's a pretty good pickaxe. You know, I think as long as you can effectively spam click with your fist slash no or slash like an item, that's probably good enough. But it is a concern. It is a concern of mine that shulkers would just be that much more insufferable. Careful. That's not very careful. Shulkers are so funny because sometimes they really just don't fight you. And sometimes they really just do not fight back. Of course, that's pretty much just when you're dealing with one. Oh my goodness. I got both of them at the same time. That was amazing. And even in death, they're still being an annoyance. I definitely just looked at an Enderman. Whoops, my bad. And another one. Okay, I want to say that's the whole structure done. I believe it is. So let's see. I think that just leaves this one. I swear, if it reveals another. That was kind of my fault, it feels like. I just had to go and say something. That's a very small one. But once again, when I go over there, it could reveal more. Rude. Oh, that's interesting. Wasn't able to fully carve out the land there, the terrain. Okay. Oh, I keep thinking like that's gotta be the last thing. But then it's not. It almost makes me wonder. No, I think they just take less damage when they're in their shell. But it almost makes me wonder if the spear damage is like technically counting as a projectile. Which would mean that they are invulnerable to spear attacks when they're in their shell. That could be interesting. I think it... I don't think that would be... I don't think it would be wrong for it to work that way, I guess. Ow. Hello, Enderman. Don't you mind me? Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Methinks I've done everything. Looks like it. Oh, and there's a gateway. I don't think it would have been too difficult to find the ones that I'd already seen. They just spawned a Shulker, by the way. That was fun. Oh, is it another one of these rooms? Yeah, that's very interesting to see an end city that's literally just like the starting room and then the big cylinder room. Wait, have I gotten the Spire armor trim? I hadn't even been thinking about it. That's kind of convenient actually to fall onto the other staircase. So there was a shell for me to collect. Dang, I was hoping now that I had thought about it, the armor trim would suddenly just show up on the very last chest. Alas, it did not. Oh. Yeah, while I'm... Okay, no, that's flow. See, I don't have Spire. That's kind of crazy that I haven't gotten it. I don't know, maybe not. Feels like it would have happened by now. Now that is lovely. another gateway. Yeah, there's the one, there's the new one that I had seen. Just for funsies. Let's go all the way over to this one. Doesn't look like there's anything. There's any others? Well, that was quite successful, dare I say. I have a recollection, or I know that fire can technically appear in the end via these towers, the end crystals. I just don't remember if it's like, if the fire appears after you destroy the end crystal because of the explosion, or if it's like naturally part of the design. I feel like it's the latter. I feel like it's just part of the design, so it's just there by default. But I'm not sure. Well, here we are. I had to sneeze. Might I need to sneeze again? No? Okay. Oh. What a interesting stronghold this is. Imagine if instead of digging around I had found that. I think I did. I think I went here first. Which actually, yeah, also connects into that. I think I did try to see if there was surface access before I started digging down for it. In theory, I could have found it. I certainly don't blame myself for not finding it. Okay. Yeah. Now back home we go. You know what I might do with this tower? Once I'm able to. I might add resin to it. I don't know if I like it being just the gray and purple. There's at least amethyst as well, so there's like some different kind of shades slash textures of purple. But I think some orange would make it look really nice, or could make it look really nice and help it tie in better with everything else. I could also just use copper. Might be better to just do copper and no resin for that tower. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I should go about that. I was gonna check the correct chest first, and then I, for some reason, second guessed myself. Well, now I can really do some organization. I don't think I'm gonna do that today. But it is lovely that I can. Lovely. Love all the kitten meows. Yeah, how many shulker shells did I get? Or shulker boxes? Shulker shells was a stack and 13. But shulker boxes, including the one spare that I had, $39. I got 39 shulker boxes. That's pretty good. That's enough to fill this ender chest if I wanted to. I don't think I'm gonna do that. That is technically the most... it's the most efficient for storage in your ender chest, obviously. You know, every slot is a whole other inventory. But I think it's really nice to have more directly accessible things in your ender chest, like tools and things. So I'm probably going to do just 2 rows of shulker boxes, maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah, also like bundles. Like I wouldn't want to have to go into a shulker box for this navigation bundle. So some things you want, I think you want to be a little more accessible than being in a shulker box, which is, yeah, it's not as space efficient, but I think it's worth it. Of stone. Four rows of dirt. I didn't pay attention to that, but probably 4 rows. Oh, or maybe not. So yeah, there's also all this lava. Yeah, and then this should be exactly the same as the stone. Okay, now this is important to pay a bit closer attention to. that's how it was. Oh. Right, I guess this is a bit different because there's not cobbled variants. Oh yeah, and as for this, I don't think there's anything besides the bricks and polished, so I'll just verify that. Yeah, there's the regular, of course, but that's accounted for, I would say. Yeah, so I'll do that. That looks good. And I think this was correct. I don't know if it was 3 rows of clay like this. Maybe I'll do something more like that. I don't know. Both of these could end up needing a lot more storage in the future, but for the time being, they don't have their own block sets, so that's what they get. Yeah. That's satisfying. And I think this is literally just copy paste based on this. Maybe a weird way of saying that, but oh yeah, and then I have to move all of that as well. That'll be more obnoxious, but that's fine. But yeah, it's just these two. These two rows are swapping. Okay. I think that's better. Yeah, I'll just use cherry there. And then spruce. So now that's like kind of regular brown woods, special woods. I think that works. Bamboo. Still don't know what I want to do with olive. What I want to do with amethyst. I guess I could put it here for now. Now this... Should I just do a full chest of netherrack? Maybe. No, I'm gonna do at least one row of the ores. Is there anything else that would theoretically go with soul sand? I don't know. I'll say it's just those two for now. Should maybe I'll do magma blocks in here. I don't mind that idea. Maybe something like this. I just have to leave a lot of room for the stones. Honestly, this doesn't really feel like enough space. Really, what this is showing me is, you know, a whole dimension should have a full section to itself. Like the Nether should have both rows of these chests to itself. That's not bad, though. storage systems are so tough. You either have to account for everything from the start, or you have to have a more modular system that lets you expand it as needed. Cute. Here. Yeah. Let's see. How do you make magenta again? Is it red, blue, and white? No. Blue, red, red, and white. Need more red. I assume this is shapeless, right? Yes. Okay. It scares me a little bit crafting storage containers with items in them, especially valuable items. But it should, in theory, be safe. You'll make both of these light blue. To indicate them having diamond equipment. Yeah, I'll worry about the shulker box organization, ender chest organization with shulker boxes another time. I think this was good. Good. Kitty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there for today. Stop being reasonable. This is the internet. Isn't that true? Yeah, very successful end trip. I knew having Elytra would make it easier to find end cities. I did not expect going in the opposite direction. It wasn't exactly the opposite direction, but I think it was the opposite direction from where I went initially, where I started initially. Yeah, just didn't expect going the other way would result in so much success. I mean, I didn't find the Spire armor trim. But otherwise, there is no more reason for me to go to the end. I guess unless I really wanted more dragon heads. You know, Elytra, it's good to have spare Elytra. Really good to have spare Elytra. You never know what might happen. But yeah, 3 is like... I highly doubt I will ever lose 3 Elytra. I mean, you never know. It could happen, but that is not a significant concern, I think. Yeah, I do actually need to go. I need to refight the dragon at some point for more Dragon's Breath. But yeah, that's not... That doesn't require going to the outer islands, of course. But yeah, I mean, the Spire armor trim and Dragon's Breath are basically like the only reasons for me to go to the end again. So I will do that at some point, but yeah, I'm set on Shulker boxes, I think. Personally, I know for some people, like, you just kind of need more and more and more. But for me, I think I really just want the ones in my ender chest. I mainly just want them for efficient ender chest storage. And to that end, I am set. I have more than enough, which is lovely. Tomorrow is Snapshot Day. Yeah, Chaos Cubed drop is feature complete, so we won't see anything crazy. But I expect we'll see the panorama, and it's, especially if we do get the panorama, it is probably the last chance of getting slime remodels. I don't think those necessarily need to count as a feature. So I think it could still happen. I don't know if it's very likely. But yeah, like if there's gonna be small sulfur cubes in the panorama, which that's not guaranteed, but I would expect there would be. If there's going to be small sulfur cubes in the panorama, then they would need to update those models before making the panorama. So we will see. I hope they do. You know, I think it would just be some nice extra polish for all of the slimes. And as I've pointed out before, the slimes are currently inconsistent with each other. The slime and magma cube, both the smallest version is pixel consistent, and then the larger sizes are scaled up from that. Whereas the sulfur cube, the medium size, which in its case is the biggest size, is pixel consistent, and the little one is scaled down, which is weird. It's a little weird that the slimes are inconsistent with each other in that way. And yeah, besides that, Cinnabar still isn't renewable. I really hope they do something there. It's not going to be like a full feature like it was for sulfur with the sulfur spikes. And like, that's fine. I don't know what they really could have done for Cinnabar in that way. But it really, really should be available either through villager trading or crafting recipe. As I've said before, it's a volcanic mineral, so I think magma blocks would be fitting as a crafting base. And then yeah, magma blocks plus, I don't know, sulfur would be interesting. That would add some like toxins to it, which sulfur or Cinnabar is at least somewhat toxic. I know it's toxic to ingest is like the main thing from what I read. Yeah, so it could be magma blocks plus sulfur, maybe. I feel like the colors making sense are kind of important, but maybe not that important. I'm not sure. For the colors mattering, it could be sulfur plus, or not sulfur, magma blocks plus something like tough or granite, which both, well, were going to appear in the biome. It does make me a little sad that they fully went back on tuff and granite being part of the biome generation. Because, like, now with it being part of the Sulphur Springs, it feels like it was somewhat in their plans. It might have been entirely based on community feedback. Because it was, actually, it was, Japa responded to someone saying that the tuff and granite being in Sulphur Caves was community feedback in the first place, and then the community hated it, so what do you do? But yeah, maybe it was entirely community feedback, and then they just liked it enough to kind of stick with it at some level. But anyways, yeah, magma blocks and tuff or granite could be interesting. I guess tuff wouldn't be renewable. Or would it be? I don't know. I don't know if tuff is renewable. It might be renewable through villagers, at least. I've talked about this before, but I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it just isn't renewable. I don't know if that accounts for villager trading. I would assume it does. Yeah. Broken clocks. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about tuff being renewable. So tuff wouldn't work for making cinnabar renewable, because tuff itself is not renewable. So I guess that's another one that needs something. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough not being renewable sucks, but at least, like, it's not tied to a biome, it's just tied to deep underground, and there is a lot of it. Cinnabar, you can get a decent amount when you find a biome, when you find the Sulphur Caves, but it requires you finding that specific biome, and then you have to just tear it apart to get that resource. So that kind of sucks on multiple levels. I really feel like they should have done something for cinnabar, even being craftable from other blocks. Like, I don't think that's a great solution. It's just the only possible thing they might do at this point. But who knows? Maybe. I mean, I hope they address renewability at a larger scale in the future. and maybe it can be part of that. Well, is there anything else? I feel like there's three. I feel like there was three things. That might still get addressed. That like don't necessarily qualify as features. I'm not remembering the other one. I don't know if this was one, but the geysers, you know, people want to be able to manually activate those. And I feel like that one's stretching it. Having a way to manually activate those and not call it a feature is a stretch, I think. But you're just adding like a new interaction for the feature. So like maybe I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think probably the main thing with saying it's feature complete is just communicating that there are no other like significant plans for the drop at this time. So yeah, don't expect any new blocks or like significant mechanics regarding anything. But that doesn't mean there can't still be something decently significant. But I digress. Yeah, excited for the snapshot in any case. Even if it's just a panorama, that's still nice. There'll very likely be something else if, like, you know, maybe technical changes or something. I don't know if we've ever gotten a snapshot that is like just panorama. But we shall see. That will be all for today. I shall see you later. Farewell.